Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. If you're new around here, we're Jane and Andrew and we spend most of our life moving about in our motorhome between Europe and back in the UK. At the moment we are 3 weeks into a 9-week trip around France, in particular the Alsatian, also known as the German Shepherd region, and we are living our best van life.
So just to be clear, we are actually in the Alsace region of France and have been in the Lorraine region. In this vlog, we're exploring the northern part of the Alsace region and we're visiting 5 different types of motorhome stop, 4 of which are free. And here's how I've described them. It's really pretty. What a lovely little village. This is amazing. It's absolutely magical. And captured some amazing wildlife. And we met a lovely Canadian couple, and this is how Andrew described them.
Dark and extremely quiet. It's been left in a bit of a state. Last night was magical. There was rutting, there was balls glowing, completely naked in somebody's backyard. Sicko.
So come along and see what we get up to. We left beach on Tuesday morning.
Not pronounced biatch.
Surprisingly enough.
And you were woken up by young, fit, handsome, muscular military types doing press-ups by your bed, weren't you?
I certainly was. It was a sight to behold.
But pretty much normal.
Not really. Anyway, we left the soldiers behind and we drove along the most beautiful road along the northern edge of the Alsace to a very quiet spot. It took us through our first look at Alsatian villages.
Or German Shepherd, because that's how the Germans know it.
And we saw our first half-timbered houses, which were really pretty.
I got a feeling about our first date. I'm onto something, but it's hard for me to say. I got these thoughts about a million in mind. Usually run away, but not this time. I'm on a road to somewhere, and I hope that it's with you, 'cause I climb up.
We ended up in a car park, and we'll let Andrew pronounce this in his best French.
The car park, which was in the middle of a forest, really beautiful, in the Col de Pigeonnet.
There you go. See if you can work that one out. But
It's because they do a lot, in the war, there was a lot of correspondences where they used homing pigeons.
Okay, you heard it first here. But that was a really quiet spot. Beautiful walks, loads of different walks for lots of different abilities, I would say, and bicycle rides as well. So we're parked here at the Col du Pigeonnet. Today we did the blue spotted walk that took us through the forest. It's really pretty.
You and I'm on a road to somewhere, and I hope that it's with you.
It was quite busy during the day, 1 or 2 cars coming and going with mountain bikers, hikers and so on. But by about 6 o'clock everyone had cleared off and we were the only ones there until about 8 o'clock the following morning. And it was extremely dark and extremely quiet.
Compared to that, we're now sat in a little town car park, which is far from quiet and far from glamorous.
It's like being in somebody's backyard on an estate.
We're in a little town called Eisemberg, which has turned out to be quite a lovely little town, and again lots of half-timbered buildings, and our first proper look at Alsatian villages.
Underneath the covers, California colors, pictures burned into my mind.
And it's been a while that we found a sticker shop.
sickle.
Selective amnesia, a game I always play. Connect for a face without a name. It's insecurity every time we meet. Can't say hello, it's only me. I stumble down the avenue, 'cause I am afraid of.
Well, this is me and Bud out on our last walk. All is quiet on our car park and all is good in Eisemberg. See you in the morning. That was a really nice sleep, peaceful.
Yeah, once all traffic and construction work had finished, about what were it, about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
I thought it were earlier than that.
Well, anyway, it was quiet until 6, 7 this morning, because there's a building site just next door, so it won't put me off coming back again. Felt safe. The place is fine. It's just not pretty like some of the other stops, but it does have proper facilities. It's just been took over by a camping car park, which is an organisation. They're buying up 1 or 2 airs. They have a service point you can now use with your card that you get when you join for €5. We're not going to do that, we don't need it, but it's been left in a bit of a state. That's not a problem with a park up, that's the usual thing. It's people who can't empty the waste nicely.
So we're off now on a bit of a road trip. We're going to go and see 2 villages that are typical Alsatian villages, one of which won the Prettiest Village Award in 2020, and then we're going to spend the night at the Maginot Line in, well, not in the bunker, but next to the bunker. Well, that was Hunsbach.
We're not like that.
What a lovely little village. It won the best village in 2020 and I really liked it. White Alsatian walls, which is the original colour for the half-timbered houses, and geraniums and roses. Really nice, really pretty, and it has a lovely boulangerie. I only went in for a pain au chocolat and I just couldn't resist. €2.60, €2.30. Diet's going well. So we've made it to the Maginot Line. This is Fort Schoenenbourg. No dogs allowed, so Andrew is back in the van, but I'm gonna go in. So I'm now heading down deep. Could have got the lift, but I've decided to walk. And we're going back down to the bottom tunnel. This is amazing. kilometres of tunnels, and they've put equipment and supplies to make it feel like you're in the middle of the war. It's really good, very atmospheric. It feels a bit spooky now because I'm on my own. Can't hear anybody else. A bit disconcerting really, other than the hum of the generators and the filters and the fans working. Well, the visit to Schoenenbourg fort was well worth it, and if you're in this area, I can't recommend it enough. It's amazing to think that the French built this as part of the Maginot Line to defend against Germany for a second time. This fort was the one that was the most heavily bombed. Over 3,000 bombs hit the fort, and the French were not defeated. They only left the fort when the French signed the armistice in 1940. So they were technically not at war, and they'd surrendered, and then the Germans came in. And then this has been carefully reconstructed since 1980, and all inside the fort there are rooms that are reconstructed to using original materials, and the sounds were there and you could hear the planes coming, and yeah, really, really evocative and well worth it at €10. And underneath this forest is where I was walking earlier on the tour. All those tunnels with an infirmary, a kitchen, barracks, big engines to support the water filtration, the air filtration, the lighting. Just an incredible facility. Just over 600 soldiers were housed there during 1940. And then when the Germans came, I guess they used it as well. And we can stay the night, which is what we're going to do. I'm just looking at the van now, it's just there. We checked with the fort before we stayed, and they said it was fine. And this is our home for the night. Surrounded by birdsong. We've just heard a really spooky noise outside.
Yes, and I am completely naked.
I don't think anybody needed to know that. So I
Oh, it's all right. I thought there was a snake in bed with us then for a minute, a grass snake.
So I bravely went to look outside, being a hero.
I were too tired.
And saw something absolutely amazing that we have never seen before.
Are you on about this snake again?
We have never seen anything like it. Absolutely amazing. This is what we've just seen. So we're sat in this lovely forest, and out there are just hundreds and hundreds of fireflies just dancing about the forest floor. It's absolutely magical. Nearly got it then. Well, last night was summer solstice, and what a magical night we had.
We always have a magical night.
In the forest, surrounded by fairies.
What?
Well, they look like fairies, didn't they, in the forest?
Oh, yes.
Floating about, little balls of light. It was magical.
My magical balls of light.
So we're in the middle of the forest. I've got to be quiet. So, yes, it was amazing. But also last night, I put out my trail cam, which Andrew got me for my birthday. And we used it about a week ago in the Forest of Verdun and captured some amazing wildlife.
Big hairy animals.
So I'm hoping that last night it captured all those little fairies, but I've also convinced myself that next to the van was an area where wild boar would have been rutting. So I laid some bread and seeds for them in the hope that they might come a-calling.
So as you can see, last night was magical. There was rutting, there was balls glowing. It was magical.
Let's see what we've got. Well, the bread's gone. Let's have a look what we've got. Oh, that's me setting up.
That's you?
No, this one's me setting up, getting it straight.
Right.
Oh, an animal at 7 minutes past 1 this morning.
tell what's
Oh no, that's...
it's a leopard. Looks like a cat. It's a cat.
Oh, it's a cat.
It's a household cat. Eating your bait. Unless it's a wild
Could be a wild cat.
leopard cat.
Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, well...
You have managed to capture an image of a cat.
What's a cat doing out at that time of night? Eating their bread. Well, that's so disappointing. I think that's a lynx.
Well, it's really boring, isn't it?
A cat in the woods, who would have known it? Well, we're off now to find our first camping car park stop at a place called Seltz, and I've just checked on the website and it says there are 19 out of 24 spaces available, so we should be alright. No comment. And we are expecting a huge thunderstorm today. As you can see, it might have changed its mind.
Never change. Say you will, but you lie. Yeah, it's all a game. Now I don't got the time. 'Cause I've heard it all before. Not gonna play the fool for you no more. And I'm halfway out the door. It's too late to ask me why. Who's gonna love?
Last night and the night before, we for the first time used our camping car park app/card. If you don't know what it is, it's a really good scheme. All airs within the group are a really good standard, and they're all about 14-ish euros per night, including electric hookup. All you do is just drive up to the barrier, swipe your card over the barrier, and you are inside. We'd ordered our card to be posted to our address, preloaded it with credit, so it just made it easy before we come, but you can buy it straight from the barrier, and it was good, wasn't it? Then once inside, swipe it over the service point and you get to use the service point. Piece of cake.
And then when you're ready to leave, you swipe it again, and then it works out how long you've been there and deducts the right number of days, and you've 24 hours in the cost of 1 day.
Or you could just go in, swipe your card, use the service point, and I think you're allowed up to maybe 6 hours where you could charge up or just hang about and have a sleep or whatever you want to do. If you leave before the 6 hours is up, it only charges you 5 or 6 euros. So good scheme. We enjoyed it. It's been very good.
Although the spaces are quite close together, so we were lucky that it wasn't absolutely heaving, but I think if it was really full, it would feel a bit hemmed in. But as with other communal camping, you get to meet people. And we met a lovely Canadian couple, so hi to Jackie and Michael, who've been on the road for 8 years in their enormous RV.
I have got motorhome envy.
It was lovely to meet them and to hear their travel stories and share a drink with them. So hi to you if you do watch this.
They are living the absolute pucker van life. They are doing it proper. Their map of Europe over the last 8 years, where they've visited and cycled and driven, etc. It's mega. Fair play.
So we're now in another forest. This is the last stop that we're going to share with you for this vlog. Again, we're in the middle of nowhere.
As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for keeping the banter going. It makes us laugh.
And we will be in Strasbourg tomorrow for the Olympic torch lighting.
If we don't get savaged by mosquitoes.